In this video, I'm going to explain how to play the new Illumineer's quest, Palace Heist. A Jafar Glimmer has transformed into the formidable Supreme Sorcerer of Lorcana. Whether you face him alone or team up with friends and family, it's up to you to steal his crown before he becomes all-powerful. Are you ready for the challenge? Let's do this. The Illumineer's quest Palace Heist is a cooperative adventure mode played with Disney Lorcana cards, where between 1 to 4 players take on the nefarious Jafar. Once you're ready, the objective of Palace Heist is to defeat Jafar by regaining control of the Reforged Crown, and all players reaching 20 lore before Jafar himself can reach 40. To play Palace Heist, each player will need a standard Disney Lorcana deck. Palace Heist does include 2 pre-built player decks, but you can use your own decks too. For those who played the previous Illumineer's quest, Deep Trouble, the rules are similar, but with some fun new twists, so definitely stick around till the end of the video. Having a pre-existing knowledge of how to play Disney Lorcana is going to help out here. If you need a refresher, we'll link our how to play guide above and in the description of this video to get you started. To set up the game, take the Palace Heist playmat and place it down. Next, take the oversized Jafar card and place it into the Jafar slot, and the Reforged Crown tile and place it into the Crown slot. Next, it's time to choose your battleground. Battlegrounds determine the difficulty of the game and provide access to different abilities. It's recommended that you start on either the easy, Jafar's Throne Room, or normal, Secret Passage battlegrounds to familiarize yourself with the game, before advancing to harder difficulties. Hard and extreme battlegrounds have special rules that make sneaking into the palace even more difficult. The hard battleground modifies Jafar's locations to make them more difficult to overcome, while the extreme battleground makes the crown harder to steal and makes Jafar far more dangerous. For the extreme battleground, it's strongly recommended that you build a deck specifically tailored to defeating Jafar. Unless you're playing the easy Throne Room battleground, find the location Inkborn in Jafar's scenario deck and place it face up in the location space on the playmat. Next, shuffle the Jafar scenario deck, that's the deck with the unique red card backs, and place it in the scenario deck slot on the playmat. Finally, use the token provided to indicate how many cards Jafar should draw per turn. For games with 1 to 2 players, Jafar should start by drawing 2 cards. For games with 3 to 4 players, Jafar starts by drawing 3 cards. As Jafar gains lore, he'll also start drawing more cards. In games with 1 or 3 players, Jafar will draw an extra card once he reaches 20 lore. For games with 2 or 4 players, he will draw 1 extra card starting at 10 lore and another extra card starting at 30. Be sure to update the draw token at each of these intervals. And remember, once Jafar's draw count is increased, it cannot be reduced, even if his lore total is reduced. There are also tokens provided to track each player's lore, as well as Jafar's. If you're using these, place them on the bottom of the board at 0. The official Disney Lorcana app also has a lore counter if you prefer to use that. It will also automatically update how many cards Jafar draws as you play. With everything set up on the board, it's now time to grab your own decks. Give them a good shuffle and then draw 7 cards as usual. You can alter your hand if you'd like. It's important to note that Jafar does not start with an opening hand. A lot of players made this mistake with Ursula, so don't get tripped up. And now we're set up, it's time to start the game. Jafar always starts the game, and his turn always follows the same order. Ready, set, resolve the row, and then draw. First, ready all of Jafar's cards. He won't have any to ready during his first turn. Second, set any start of turn effects, such as gaining lore from locations. This is also when any cards with at the start of Jafar's turn abilities are resolved, such as if Jafar has Fiery Basin in play. Also during the set phase, if Jafar controls the Reforged Crown, he will gain 2 lore here too. Third, resolve the row. This is the area where Jafar's cards are placed when they are put into play. The row always resolves from left to right. Jafar's characters will quest each turn if they're able to, gaining him lore as they do. If one of Jafar's characters cannot quest due to an effect like Rapunzel High Climber's Wrapped Up ability, they will neither quest nor challenge. If one of Jafar's characters gains Reckless, they must challenge if able. In these instances, the players choose the target for Jafar's character to challenge. If there are no valid targets for a challenge, Jafar's character does nothing. Similarly, if any cards in the row require Jafar to make a decision, the players together choose what Jafar should do. If an item has an exert cost, such as Giant Hourglass, exert it as described and use the ability. Once every card in the row has been resolved, Jafar draws his cards for turn. As you draw each card, place it face down in the hand slot. Unlike a regular game, even though Jafar starts, he still draws cards on his first turn. He is a villain after all. Once you've drawn the number of cards indicated by the draw counter, reveal these one by one, starting with the card on the top of the pile in the hand slot. Note that if Jafar ever runs out of cards in his deck, you can shuffle his discard pile to form a new deck. Like regular cards, cards in Jafar's scenario deck each have an ink cost. If Jafar does not have enough ink in his inkwell to play a card, add it face down into his inkwell. It's very likely that this will happen during early turns of the game. Jafar adds every card that he does not have enough ink to play into his inkwell, and can do this multiple times in a turn. If any effect increases the cost to play cards, such as Gantu Experienced Enforcer's Don't Get Any Ideas ability, and Jafar cannot afford to pay the additional cost, the card is added to the inkwell too. If Jafar does have enough ink to play a card, you can play it. Unlike regular players, Jafar does not need to exert ink to play cards. As long as he has accumulated the amount of ink as indicated by the cost on the card, he can play it. For actions, if there is enough ink to play them, they are played immediately and not added to the row. An action should be fully resolved before revealing the next card. Even if an action would not have a valid target for its effect, it is still played. For instance, if Jafar plays Arcane Quake but there are no opposing characters in play, the action would still resolve, but it would simply do nothing. Once resolved, place it into the discard slot unless the card says otherwise. This is also where items, locations, and characters go when they are banished, or discarded from Jafar's hand. For items and characters, as long as there is enough ink in Jafar's inkwell to play them, they should be added to the end of the row, to the right of the cards already there. These will then be resolved during Jafar's next turn when he resolves the row, if they're still in play. One thing to note is that if Jafar has enough ink but cannot play a card for any reason, it remains in his hand until the next turn. For example, if you played Pete, Game's Referee, on your previous turn, and Jafar reveals Cataclysmic Cyclone, an action, it cannot be played and so remains in his hand. Similarly, any card that is returned to Jafar's hand during a turn remains there until the draw phase of his next turn. And the same goes for if Jafar draws cards during your turn, from effects such as Show Me More. These cards would be placed face down into the hand slot and then revealed during the draw phase of Jafar's next turn. The final type of card in Jafar's deck are locations, but these are no ordinary locations. These are obstacles to overcome. These locations include new rules in addition to their regular rules. If a location card is revealed and there is enough ink to play it, it should be placed in the location slot on the playmat. And if Jafar has one or more locations in play, players cannot steal the Reforged Crown. You will have to find a way to remove the location first, either through challenging with characters, playing actions, or using battleground abilities. The Reforged Crown introduces a new twist to the Illumineer's quest. Whoever controls the crown gains 2 lore during the set step of their turn, but you must also have the crown to win, and if Jafar has the Reforged Crown himself, he cannot lose the game. During your turn, as long as Jafar has no location in play, players are able to steal the crown. This is done by each player exerting one of their characters that was played on a previous turn. If all players exert one of their characters this way, they can choose a player to steal the crown. This player then moves the crown to their player area. Only the player who controls the crown gains 2 lore at the start of their turn, but all players are able to win when reaching 20 lore as long as Jafar himself does not have the crown. You can also steal the crown from another player by following the exact same rules used to steal it from Jafar, by all players each exerting one of their characters. You may want to do this to allow another player to take advantage of its lore gaining abilities. But watch out, because Jafar has tricks up his sleeve and can steal the crown back too. His item, Mechanical Snake, as well as Iago searching for the crown will both help put it back into Jafar's control. And if the crown were to leave play for any reason, Jafar steals it back instead. For example, if the Reforged Crown is chosen for an effect that banishes it, it goes to Jafar's play area, instead of being placed in the discard pile. If an effect would cause Jafar to steal the crown, but he already possesses it, the crown simply remains in his play area. No need to steal what already belongs to him. And when Jafar reaches 40 lore, he immediately reclaims the crown and wins the game. He doesn't need to steal it back first. All players take their turn together, and following the same steps as any ordinary game of Disney Lorcana. That of course means ready, set, and draw. If a player controls the Reforged Crown, they gain the 2 lore during the set phase. Only the player in possession of the crown gains this lore. After that, you move to the main phase of your turn. During your turn, you can perform everything you'd expect to. You can play cards from hand, you can use item abilities, you can move your characters to your locations, you can use location abilities. And for characters played on previous turns, they're able to quest, challenge, sing, or use character abilities. They can also be exerted to steal the Reforged Crown. With all players taking their turn together, it allows for you all to strategize to take down Jafar. But remember, any abilities that refer to you or your only apply to you and your characters. For instance, Goofy, Groundbreaking Chef allows you to remove up to 1 damage from each of your characters. This ability still cannot be used on your teammates' characters. Locations follow the same rules too. Only your characters can move to your locations. And zones like your Inkwell, deck, and discard pile belong to you and you only, so you can't exert your ink to help your teammate. However, effects and abilities that mention chosen character or chosen player can be used to help your teammate or to slow down Jafar. Anna, Icebreaker's support ability, lets you add her strength to a chosen character, and could be used to lend her strength to one of your teammates' characters, while Water has memory can be used to disrupt Jafar as it can target chosen player's deck. And don't forget that any number of your or your teammates' characters can sing together on songs like Heads Held High. During your turn is also when you can use Battleground abilities, unless otherwise prevented. Each Battleground has 1 or more abilities that players can use on their turn by paying the indicated lore cost. To do so, a player reduces their lore total by the amount indicated for the ability they want to use, moving their lore marker to the new total. Choose carefully though. Each ability can only be used once per turn for all players. That means on a Battleground like Secret Passage, while you could use all 3 abilities listed during the same turn, you can only use each individual ability once that turn. Now you know how turns are played, all that's left is to defeat Jafar. To win the game, all players must reach 20 lore, and 1 player must have control of the Reforged Crown. The game is only won if both of these conditions are true. A player can go above 20 lore, and even if you've reached the threshold, it's still advantageous to gain lore when possible, as this can be used to spend on Battleground abilities. You lose the game, and Jafar wins, when he has 40 or more lore, or when one of the players runs out of cards in their deck. And once you're able to defeat Jafar, it's time to open the secret victory card and find out what mysteries are inside. And that's everything you need to know about playing Palace Heist. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for future videos. And if you have any questions remaining, be sure to let us know down below and we'll do our best to answer them. So good luck taking down Jafar and finding out what's inside the prize pack. And until next time, happy questing.